Hey everyone, this is Jordan. I am the trans guy, and today I am here with, as promised, my daughter, my biological daughter, Daniella.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a little conversation about myself and her and our relationship. So I thought it would be a good idea to hear directly from her, because I'm always saying that, yeah, my daughter accepts me, but, people don't always believe you. They're like, well, you're just saying that because you want to believe that, but let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and pardon the dogs, they're probably going to be knocking into us once in a while. Alright, Daniella, so, when do you think, how long ago did I come out to you as transgender? Do you think?
About 4 years ago.
And how old are you now?
11.
11, okay. And what is your understanding of transgender? What does that mean to you?
Like, it means if you are a girl and you feel in your heart that you're a boy, then you should just feel the way you feel.
Right. Explain it a little bit more. Like, if somebody is born a certain way, if somebody's born in a girl's body or a boy's body, but they don't feel like they belong in that body, what happens there?
I think that if they feel like they should change the way they look, but only because of the inside, of how they feel on the inside, then they should go for it.
I see. Okay. And do you think that it's wrong?
No. I think it's better. I think it's correct that you should follow your heart and what you think you should be.
Okay. Alright. Now, there's a lot of people who believe that it's wrong, and there's a lot of people who teach their kids that it's wrong, and then kids become bullies, and this is a big issue for kids in school. And this is why when I started to transition, I was worried for you that you were going to get bullied and people were going to pick on you if they found out that I was transgender. As of now, have you been picked on yet?
No.
Has anybody said anything to you?
No, no one really cares.
No one really cares. And you've told people. You've told some people, right?
Yeah, and the people who I've told, they are very understanding. They understand what I understand.
Did you get any funny, silly responses? I mean, it's normal for kids to laugh and think that... Really? You haven't gotten any of that at all?
No.
Okay. What is the difference, do you think, between... And you may not know the answer to this one. What is the difference between being transgender and being gay?
Well, if you're gay, you are like a boy and a girl and a girl together, and you don't feel like you are like if you're a boy and you're dating another boy, that doesn't always mean you have to feel like you're a girl to be dating another person. That's what gay is. But transgender is when you literally feel like a completely different gender.
Right. So it has to do with you feeling whether or not you're a boy or a girl, not who you're attracted to, right?
Yes.
So, if you had to describe yourself now as an 11-year-old, and things could change, right? In the future, and things, whatever. But, if you had to tell somebody what you feel now, would you say that you are gay, or straight, or bisexual? You know what that means, right? That you like boys and girls. You are attracted to boys, right?
Yes, I'm straight.
Right. And I don't have any influence on you. I don't tell you to like anybody in particular, right? Mm-hmm. I don't say you should like boys or girls or anything like that. I've never told you anything like that. Mm-hmm. And you were obviously born biologically a girl with girl parts. That's what that means, right? And so you were born with a girl body. And do you feel like you belong in your girl body?
Yes.
Right. So that means you're cisgendered. You belong in your girl body. You're born biologically female, and you feel biologically female. So for me, what happened to me, in your understanding, what happened to me? I was born biologically female, but what happened in my brain?
So pretty much you were 4 years old and you were looking at yourself in the mirror and you decided that you didn't really, at 4 years old you decided you knew already that you didn't want to be a girl, you wanted to be a boy. And ever since, you, in your heart you were a boy, so you were never really a girl in your heart. And that's really all that mattered anyway.
And so did you ever, as long as you've known me to be mommy, did you ever see me dress like a girl or act like a girl? I mean, I know there's, society says, well, this is what girls dress like and this is what boys dress like, and we're going to address that in a totally different video. But, did you ever see me dress like a girl, society's typical version of a girl?
No, not really.
Maybe once in a while if I had...
sometimes once in a blouse, but that's really...
Yeah, a blouse is a funny word. I don't know. That's her grandmother gave her that word. I don't know what that's about.
It's like, the fancy button shirt.
Yes, thank you for that. It's great.
Okay.
And you still... This is the interesting part. Now, I'm already a year on testosterone. A year and a half. I had top surgery. And you still call me mom. So when we go out in public, I pass as a man, and she calls me mom, and people are like, what the hell is going on here? And I asked Daniella, what are we going to do? I asked her, does she want to call me something else? Does she feel more comfortable? And what are your thoughts on that? Because you continue to call me mom, but yet you use male pronouns. The child is pretty good about almost 95% of the time using he, him, his pronouns. So, but yet still calls me mom. And I want to point out to everyone watching that it doesn't bother me that she calls me mom, because I am her mother. So, even though it sounds like I should be dysphoric about it, I'm not. Because for me, this is the first priority in my life. This is my child. I gave birth to her. I'm her parent. I'm her mother. And that's the end of it. But obviously, it's weird for people in public to hear her call me mom when I am clearly a man. So... how do you feel about that? Do you feel that, you should have to call me something else because other people find it strange?
No. I think I just call you mom because that's how I feel.
And so when other people give you weird looks, or give us weird looks, have you ever felt that a little bit?
No.
You've never felt that, really? Okay. Now, what if I said to you tomorrow, Daniella, I really need you because of my dysphoria, and do you know what dysphoria is?
Candid.
It's when, it's a hard word. It's when a person doesn't feel comfortable with something, and in the sense of gender, if I felt gender dysphoria, I would feel uncomfortable in my body. I would feel uncomfortable with female, feminine things. So the word mom is feminine, clearly, right? It's a girl. So if I came to you tomorrow and said, Daniella, I don't know, I can't be called mom anymore. Is there a way that you can call me something else? Would you be able to work with me on that and find something else to call me?
Yes.
Yeah. And it would be tough for a while, right?
Yes.
Yes, it would be tough. Would you, and you could be totally honest here. We don't have to, this is not about trying to play games with people and pull punches. Would you be able to call me dad?
Yes.
You think you would?
Yes.
How do you think your biological father would feel about that?
I don't think he would like it that much, though.
So it's something you probably wouldn't be able to do in front of him, right?
Exactly.
Are there certain things that you find that you have to hide from him because of me?
No.
No. Did you ever consider the idea of just calling me Jordan?
You could do that.
Did you think of that? Was it hard for you to switch from my previous name, which we won't say, to Jordan?
No.
Or was it a pretty easy?
That was like one of the easiest.
It was one of the easiest things. And do you remember, tell people, do you remember when I first transitioned, it's kind of funny, the two things that you were scared the most about? When I told you that I was going to transition, the two things that you were worried about the most.
Your facial hair and your voice changing.
Right. And how do you feel about that now?
Doesn't really bother me.
It doesn't really bother you.
It's because I'm older and I understand more things.
Right.
And I understand that it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. Alright. And it didn't happen that quickly, right?
Yeah.
It took...
It wasn't really that noticeable, like you said.
Right. It wasn't that noticeable and it took its time. So, overall, you feel comfortable, I guess, with me being a transgender parent. And so, that being said, is there any final thing that you want to tell the world about you being in the very unique situation? There's not many people like you. You know? You're very unique. You have a mother who is transgender, who's a trans man. So people are probably going to ask you questions your entire life about that. And, you know, right now, you're sitting here in front of me, 11 years old, and you're supportive, and that's great, and that makes me feel really happy in my heart, but I also know that as you get older, and you become a teenager, you might get bullied, you might see me differently, you might treat me differently, and I'm aware of that. I expect that that's a possibility. But as of right now, what would you tell people out there if they were in the same situation? You know what I mean? If there were kids like you, maybe watching this video, who had parents who told them that they were transgender, how would you try to make them maybe feel comfortable, or try to support them, or give them a little wisdom? Anything?
Maybe just know that however your parents change doesn't change how they always feel about you, because they're always going to love you and protect you, and they're never going to stop being your mother or father.
That's a good point. That's very good. Do I get a hug? I love you.
Love you.
Okay.
Next up is going to be Ariel.